We are back, and it is currently about 8 p.m., and I am drinking some coffee. Why, you may ask? Because my time management is absolutely terrible. So, last night, okay, so first off, a synopsis of the day. Today is going to be a long run. Long run, it's going to be a fairly short long run just because this is like the first long run that I'm doing after the Grindstone 100, which was about 3 weeks ago. So I ran about 30 miles last week, slowly getting back into running after Grindstone. And then I took a full week off, of course. And then this week is like the first week that's like actually on. So I was planning on only doing about 50 miles. I had a little bit of, my body was feeling pretty good with the workouts and the running. So I pushed it a little bit more mileage, and I'm about at 42 miles right now. I want to do an actual longer run right now. So I'm probably going to do about 14 to 16 miles. That's usually my minimum long run when I'm in training, or like even off season, is around 14 to 16 miles is like the lowest I want to go for the long run to actually get the stimulus to get the stimulus I want. So the plan is a 14 to 16 mile long run. After about 8 to 10 miles, I'll start doing some 4 times 5 minute surges in zone 2, upper zone 2 to zone 3. They're not really like sprinting, but really putting in actual effort while running, and not really focusing on like the terrain or if I'm going up or down. It's just that extra little bit of amount of work while your body's nice and tired and everything like that. So I've noticed adding in these long runs. I was kind of talking about that on a video that absolutely didn't work. It really helps break up the long run. So sometimes I get bored, or I get bored of what I'm listening to, and adding in a little bit of workouts really helps break up the long run, and it re-energizes it re-energizes my body. It's kind of similar to when you're running on a actual race. You could be absolutely smoked, but then you look up and you have this huge climb, and you're going to have to call on your body to really put in some work right in the middle of your run. And that kind of what it helps simulate. I've noticed it has really helped my mentality in races. Putting in workouts are upsurges in your long run. So if you haven't tried that out, definitely try it out. You definitely have to make sure that you're at a certain level of fitness before you put in these workouts, just because I know, especially for me, for the first couple of years of training in ultramarathon, just getting through the long run was hard enough. So definitely make sure that you are able to hit your long run, hit the paces that you want to do. And then once they start getting a little bit easier, or you start getting used to like the whole long run thing, then start adding in workouts, because it really helps your like overall fitness. It's kind of like putting the cherry on the top, or putting sprinkles on top of, a nice dessert of the weekend. So once again, we're going to drink some coffee. Oh, wait, no. And then after that, I'll probably do a quick like core. Let's see, what's sore? My body's all pretty much sore. Right now I'm really going by feel on my exercises or my workouts. So I might just do some accessories. I might do like arms and like core today, because my legs are proper tired. I did a pretty good workout. I did like deadlifts and goblet squats yesterday that I tried to film, but audio equipment just died. Chest is still sore. My back is sore too, because I did a lot of pull-ups and some shoulder work the day before. The day before I did squats, so the body is pretty sore. So I might just try to find some like accessory stuff that I can do after this run. I might do some body weight squats and some body weight work on lower. Actually, you know what I'm going to do after this one? After this workout, I'm just going to do a body weight workout, like a really quick body weight workout, push ups, some pull-ups, some air squats, and then do my prehab like knee stuff. And that will kind of round out the week and get everything activated and get everything ready for next week. So Monday is going to be a pretty easy day. I might just, just do an easy run and some chest so I can recover from this long run. But I'm going to really today put in some really good effort for the long run. And then the workout's going to be really more just like prepping my body for next week. So that's the plan for today. It may change depending on how I feel or depending on how long this long run actually takes, because who knows what's going to happen if I have to go upstairs and help put the girls back down down to sleep, because they should be sleeping by now. I'm not 100% sure. But when days like this happen where the schedule's just not working but you still have a long run, like, long runs are pretty essential for ultra marathons, in my opinion. So you just kind of have to think about it during your day and the things that you're eating, the things that you're doing. So making sure your body is nice and loose throughout the day. You're not just sitting around watching TV all day and eating a bunch of candy and stuff. So you're like completely carved out before you go out on your run. We went to a pumpkin patch to get some pumpkins with the girls. It was awesome. It was super fun. And it was super like, middle America type vibes. But we got some pumpkins. I had a pretty light breakfast, got in some protein, made sure I got in all my vitamins. I was hydrating all day, getting in as many like electrolytes that I could during the day. And then for dinner, I made sure not to overdo it and, don't like a gigantic freaking dinner, because, I know me, I don't like to go and run with like a huge steak and a bunch of food or like a giant burger. I'll do it, but I don't like it. It's just heavy, and you probably have to stop and take a dump. But ate pretty light. I had some chicken tikka masala, which for a lot of people that would be pretty heavy on your stomach, but I've eaten that for quite a long time throughout my whole life, and I'm used to eating rice and a lot of Indian food and Asian food and Filipino food and stuff like that. So it sits in my stomach pretty easily. I just didn't go too crazy on on the sauce. So mostly just chicken and rice and some naan bread. So really carb heavy. So it's going to be surging through my body. I'm not going to do any pre-run nutrition because I have all those simple white carbs in my system. Ate it about an hour ago, so everything should be going pretty well. I added like a little dash of sugar in there just for taste, and then a little bit extra carbs in my coffee. I think I did like half a tablespoon, or yeah, it was like half a tablespoon. So just a little bit of sugar in some black coffee. Get the caffeine rocking, because I stayed up all night because I'm a dumb, stupid idiot that's addicted to anime. I started watching a new anime last night and I watched way too many episodes, ended up going to sleep at 4 a.m. So I only got like 5 hours of sleep. Luckily, my wife allowed me to sleep in, and so I got some sleep. I got like 5 or 6 hours of sleep. But I'm starting to feel it now and getting a little bit tired just running around and not getting too much sleep. And so hitting some coffee. The main thing about the coffee is a little bit of caffeine, and then also getting the systems moving so then I can get any extra, dumpage out before I hit the long run, so I don't have to stop midway through. But just kind of trying to stay cognizant, like if this ever happens to you, instead of just completely missing out on your long run, I'm going to go run in the dark outside, just around my neighborhood in a big loop. It's like a 2-mile loop in the community that I pretty much just go up and down the road and into another little community. And I just do this loop, a safe loop that's like, has street lights. I wear a little bit of reflective clothing, but I have my headlamp. So if there's any cars that seem like they're not paying attention, I'll turn it on and everything. So if you have to run at night, always make sure you find a path that's like safe for you. Especially if you live in a city or in a suburb. So I stay within my 2 to 3 mile loop that's super safe, that's well lit. And if there's any issues at home with like the kids or anything, I can get back to the house in like 5 minutes. So that's always a good benefit. So always find those like go-to routes that will really help on days like this where, you know, you can't go out on a trail, you can't go, you know, my treadmill's broken, you don't want to go to the gym, whatever. If you have a nice loop, like screw it, just go in circles. I mean, when I lived in New Hampshire, I had a 1/4 mile loop that I would run over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, it's not the most efficient or effective like running, but it's still running. You know, you're still working on your engine, you're still working on those foot, you know, you're still working on like your turnover, your nutrition intake, you're still putting in the work. So it's better than nothing. So I would strongly recommend getting used to just running in circles so you can stay consistent. Might not be the most efficient again, but you will be consistent. And that's the most important thing. I'm going to go out there, run my loops, and then we'll come back, do a debrief on how the actual run went. I'll see if I can try to get some footage or some commentary during the run. But honestly, it's so dark out that it might just be like a black screen and me talking to a camera. So we'll see what I can get out there. I'll carry this with me just in case. And then we'll get back and we'll do our run, and then we'll do pre-run or post-run commentary, and then we'll do workout. I'm still trying to figure out how to effectively and efficiently post or show these like workouts because I'm not 100% sure how much people actually care about them. So I might just show like the first set. I'll talk about it, what I'm doing, and I'll show the first set, and then we'll just jump to the next thing and then go to the next set. I don't think you guys need to see, you know, every single set or like sped up or anything because it's kind of annoying. And then there's like music comes playing, so I'll probably just do that. So let me crush this coffee, probably wait like 15 minutes, make sure any movements are done, do some pre-glute activation, so the glute bridges, clamshells, and everything that I showed on the last video, and then we'll get going and running into the night. So let's get this run finally started. This is going to be a common thread on these videos. Let's get this run finally started. Let's go. All right, so we're out on the run. I'm 8.45 miles in, 1 hour, 11 minutes. And yeah, we're just kind of bombing this run. So it's really freaking late out. I don't want to be making a bunch of noise, so I'm not recording that much. And also, you probably can't even see shit or anything. Right now I'm in like a wooded section of the loop that I'm doing, but really I'm just focusing on trying to get a quality run in more than anything since it's so dark out. It feels really good. I'm glad that we got a bunch of rice. We got a bunch of rice and shit today because I'm not feeling out of energy, or my legs feel a little tight just from walking around, but you know, nothing too crazy. Just putting in the work and getting the miles in. I'll probably stop around 15 miles just for some simplicity, but as you can tell right now, I'm working pretty hard. So just trying to get the miles in right now. So as I was saying, I didn't really take that much nutrition with me just because I have the whole day's worth of nutrition in my system. I've taken around mile 6, I took in half a 320 Morton drink, so about
30 to 40 grams of carbs and around 150 calories just to top everything off for the remainder of the run. And then about 500 milliliters of water. So just helping everything kind of work its way in my system with the water. But it is pretty cold, and it's around 50 degrees out. So it's a little chilly. My body's still getting used to like the fall weather, but it's not too bad. It's awesome because I'm not sweating my balls off. I'd rather run a little chilly than really, really hot. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep working. Instead of doing some like 4 by 5 minute intervals, I'll probably just go and try to do like a faster last loop around, topping off around like zone 3. But I might also just like call it good around 12 miles and then do a couple miles of interval on the treadmill. But that I'll go by Phil on that. But I'm still feeling really good. I mean, I'm a little wheezy and breathing's a little hard because I have asthma, which fucking sucks. And all this pollen and falling leaves and shit have been really, really making me wheezy just throughout the day. So I've been padding it a lot with my albuterol inhaler, but you know, it is what it is. If you're wheezy like me, then you're wheezy like me, and you have to kind of just deal with it. But padding your runs with your inhaler has really helped me out, depending on how severe your actual asthma is. I'm pretty lucky because it's not like crazy. But let me get this run in, and I'll check in a little bit later. We are getting ready for our last loop. I'm just crushing the last of the Morton 320 gel. 320 drink mix. So yeah, the run has been going good. This last lap was a little rough. I don't know. It kind of hit me out of nowhere. I think it's just the adrenaline. My body's like, oh, let's be done. And then sometimes I think a lot of the like running stuff is like really mental. And my body's like, hey, usually you're done by like mile 10. So let's just kind of shut down. So I kind of have to trick my body to be ready to keep going. if that makes any sense. I don't know if anybody else has kind of ran into that issue, but it seems like if I'm like running the same distance over and over again, and then I go over that distance, my body's like, yo bro, we're usually done. What are you doing? Stop doing this shit. So increasing I think that's, I'm pretty sure that's exactly why you kind of increase your long run over and over again. So your body gets used to that ever changing long run throughout your buildup. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stop at like 15 miles. I'm at about, I think 12 miles exactly. Ah! It just popped out. Huh. So let's get this. Okay, so that's a full 320 Morton gel down. 320 calories. Not many electrolytes. I probably should have taken some electrolytes with me because I am actually sweating quite a bit. And then I have a soft flask of just clean water that I'm also drinking. Sorry if I seem a little rushed. I'm just trying to make sure my body doesn't cool down fully, but I wanted to film a little clip just because I haven't been able to do it on the run. So run has been going good. The last lap was a little bit funky, and then this lap I'm going to push pretty hard. It probably won't be that fast like on the numbers, but I'm going to make sure that the effort is
feeling really hard, probably around like zone 3. Zone 3, I might slip into zone 4, to be honest, because like, I don't know, things are falling apart a little bit, but it's okay. It is late, it is cold, and I haven't ran more than 11 or 12 miles since the grindstone. So the body's a little freaking out just a little bit, which is fine, and it should be expected as I develop my long run back into leading up to back into like actual training and then leading up to the 100K. So hopefully what I can do before the 100K is I'll probably go like 15, 20, maybe 22 or 24, and then try to hit like a 50K. And then try to hit like a 50K, and then those will have accompanied, like, usually I try to accompany them with like really short back-to-backs, but they're not really long runs. It's like I'll do my long run and then I'll do like 10 miles, or I'll do 5 to 10 miles depending on how I feel, just till I get back used to like running on sore legs and tired legs and shit like that. But we'll see how this actual training block goes. I'm really pushing the pace a little bit more instead of just kind of like lollygagging around and then adding in workouts. So I have to be careful and cognizant of that. Oh shit, I'm starting to ramble. Okay, let me crush this. So done. I'll since I just crushed that, I have about 500 milliliters of liquid and shit in my system. So I'll probably start pretty slow going into this last little lap. And then I'll start burning up probably around like 2.5 miles, 2 miles, and try to push it the whole way for the last like 2.5 miles to 2 miles. So let's get fucking back out there and finish this run off. And then we will get into our body weight workout. So right now I'm at 12 miles, 12.32, average pace of 840 with I think around like 13 to 1400 feet of elevation gain. All right, so let's go. Run is complete. I got fucking destroyed on that run. It wasn't I didn't get destroyed. It's actually a really good run, to be honest. I worked a little bit harder on, well, I didn't really work harder on that last iteration like I wanted to, but the thing is I chugged down that Morton and that water, and I think I did it too quickly, and I had a gas bubble in my freaking stomach. So I was trying to go fast, but there was like this sharp, stupid, gassy bubble like a baby. And yeah, it sucked. So basically I was gonna go for 15, but when I got back to when I was running that last loop, I was about at like 15.3. So I just went a little bit further and got that last 16 miles in. So yeah, so that run ended up being 16 miles exactly with a moving time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, an average pace of 842. And the elevation was 1,739 feet of elevation gain. So, it wasn't too bad. It was around 50 degrees, nice and chilly. So that was really nice. The last mile, yeah. So the last 3 miles, it started out pretty good. It was like an 820 average pace, and then it went down to like a 913. But that's around similar to the pace that I run on the second mile of the loop. So that stayed about the same. Man, my voice is cracking a lot. About the same. And then the last mile was a little bit faster with 8:53 than normal, or it was around the same. So yeah, I mean, it was basically around the same pace that I was running throughout the whole race, which is good. I wanted to go faster, but my body was tired, and then I had the gas bubble. So if I can maintain that pace or like a similar pace throughout the whole run, that's what I'm really like aiming for. I've had a lot of issues in the past with like getting to around 15 miles and then it just like drops off and I'm like running around a 10-minute mile pace. So I'm really trying to stay really stable in my pacing and being able to hold that for quite a long time. Like, I don't want to really drop pace until until I have to. I mean, that's what everybody would want to do. I mean, if everybody could just hold the 8-minute mile pace forever, they'd be the world's, one of the world's best freaking marathon runners. But that's how it is. And I'm really focusing on that. And it's just like maintaining the pace, maintaining not really a pace, but maintaining a certain effort and maintaining the posture, the running posture, and like making sure that I'm nice and tight, nice and, nice. My form is nice and good. My breathing's good. And I'm allowing my glutes and my hamstrings and my quads all firing all at once. And I'm just using my entire lower body to move forward at that constant pace for as long as possible. And that's really what I'm focusing on during this build up to the 100K. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm drinking a shitload of water with some protein powder. So I'll be sipping on this during the body weight workout that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get through it. I'm pretty fucking tired. So I'm going to try to get through it. What I decided to do is just 100 push-ups, 100 air squats, probably like 100 crunches, like sit-ups, military style, old school military style, and then around 40 to 50 like prehab knee dips. Those are just added in there just because I have to do them anyways. So let's get this body weight workout and then we'll wrap up this video because, man, I gotta go to bed. I mean, it's already 11:31 and I'm gonna have to wake up at like 7 a.m. Oh, it's going to be another pretty shitty night of sleeping. Nothing crazy, nothing insane, just simple body weight workouts. Don't judge my form because I'm fucking tired. And, oh man, I'm still pretty fucking sore. So we're just going to do sets of 25 for each thing besides the knee dips, which are just, prehab stuff. For push-ups, kind of like a fist away from the ground or a little bit more than 90 degrees for your arms, and back up, try to breathe, keep your back as straight as possible. I know my lower back kind of dips sometimes. If you're having issues with like going too or not going down enough, it might be your head position. So if you think about like looking about 2 feet in front of you, that will really help like keep your back straight and also allow you to have your body going down, allow your body to go down a little bit more. So you're more likely to you're more likely to stop closer if you're looking straight down than if you're here because your chest is closer to the ground than your face. If that makes any sense. So let's knock out these 25. Then we'll go into squats, 25. And then we'll go into sit-ups, 25, into knee dips, prehab, which will be 10 each leg. All right, let's go and let's get them. Shoulder width apart, hands. Shoulder width apart is more like full chest, back, pretty much everything. If you turn them in, it'll help like use your shoulders and your back more. And then the closer you go, it's going to go more into your inner chest than your arms. So a little trick that I used to do in the military would be like shifting around my hand position as the muscle groups get kind of tired. So, try that out if you're in the military. All right, so 25. Fuck. One for there, one reindeer in the sky. That one was just for you guys. So no rest. Just going right into air squats. Air squats, real simple, real easy. Just kind of, leg shoulder width apart. and then putting the pressure in your heels so that it's mostly going into your glutes. And then I usually go a little bit further than 90 degrees. Filipino as fuck, as I always say. So, I'm used to doing like the Asian squat. My knees are very flexible. I can sit like this for a long time, it's not a big problem for me. And for some reason, when I actually use, or like whenever I go really far if I have knee problems and I go, ass to grass, further than 90 degrees, it actually helps stretches out. It actually helps like stretch out my knees for some reason. I don't know any science or physiology on that or biology, physiology on that or anything. It's just, that's what personally helps me out. Get that little bit of stretch. So we'll hit 25 of these. I think that was 35. I lost count like 2 or 3 times. I lost count like 2 or 3 times during that freaking one set. So, man, I'm tired. You go to bed. So for sit-ups, standard sit-ups. When I'm smoked, I'll put my feet on something, but for most of the time, I like to have my feet free floating. This is kind of like, you know what? I'll free float them. No. Yeah. I'll just, fuck it. I'll just free float them. So free float them, keeping the core engaged the most, or keeping the core engaged the entire time, going down and back up. Once again, the technique is going to differ depending on what you're doing them for. So in the military, or like when you're doing a PT test, it's more about speed and efficiency. So instead of like going up and down, making sure your muscles are nice and tight the entire time and engaged the entire time, what I would do was throw my body back, completely loosen up my core while going down, and then shoot myself up to try to use as much momentum as possible without lifting my butt or my feet up. So really, your core is only engaged or fully engaged when you're going up. So it's a lot more momentum, and that's how I really crushed sit-ups in the military. It's just kind of like throwing my body back, loosening up my core while I'm doing the sit-ups. When I just did that, it felt like my diaphragm started cramping a little bit. So I'm gonna watch these. I'm actually gonna lock my feet in. Once again, as I was saying during that run, I've had like asthma problems for the past like month or 2 months almost. So I've been breathing a lot more heavily throughout the day, and especially during runs, I'm really sucking in to draw in air and push it out. So I think my diaphragm is being overworked, and those core muscles are being overworked because I'm breathing really hard during my runs. So that's something I definitely have to worry about or watch, especially when I'm working on my core, because I don't want it to cramp up or pull anything or anything, because it's being worked pretty hard when I'm running. Because, I got that weak asthma lungs. Yep. My core. Oh, it's crampy. Yep. So let's be smart. Oh, let's be smart and let's forget about core today. Oh, balls. Oh, that is not fun. All right, so let's go into actually the knee dips. I mean, I showed you guys last time. I'm just going to do the 10 each side. Let's knock this out. I've already been recording for 8 minutes, so let's knock these body weight workouts out, and then I'm just going to do a really, really quick sign off on this video, and then try to get some fucking sleep because tomorrow the schedule resets. I don't know if that whole body weight thing was necessary for tonight, but hey, put in a little bit extra work without core because the core is still a little bit tender. It started cramping, so I mean, you guys saw, but got in 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, no, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and about 50 knee dips. So a little bit extra to add to the little long run. And if you guys see, this is why I take so much sodium, electrolytes, and water, especially when it's hot. Look at this. That right here. Here. Right on my neck. That white shit, that's fucking salt. I'm a salty ass sweater. I'm a sweaty ass sweater. It was 50 degrees out, and I was, I'm full of fucking salt right now. I'm full of fucking sweat. So, I mean, you saw when I took my, what is it called? My brain is fucking fried right now. Headband thing. You saw when I took off my headband thing, my hair was completely drenched in sweat. So, I'm a very salty, very, very sweaty runner. So I have to take in quite a lot. Freaking, it's like I'm going through puberty again. So I have to take in quite a lot. I mean, my average loadout for regular weather ultramarathons it's 2 soft flasks of liquid, 1 bottle with 200 calories of either Morton or Tailwind is usually what I use, and then I'll eat 1 gel or 1 honey stinger waffle or some rice, and I get 300 calories, around 70 to 80 grams of carbs, and then I'll take in 3 to 4 salt tabs, which has about 1,000 milligrams of sodium and a bunch of other electrolytes. So yeah, I'm a very salty motherfucker and a very sweaty motherfucker. And I never was. I was never that sweaty before I joined the military. I was never that sweaty of a runner. And then in Ranger School, man, we were like out on patrol, and we were just getting no, it was during CERT, lead up to Ranger School, and it's a Ranger battalion like ran preparation or prep school for Ranger School, and we were doing this patrol. It was in the middle of the summer in Georgia, and we're like running around and walking around, hitting targets in the woods of Georgia, and we like stop, and everybody's like passing the fuck out, and like everybody was like, we had a bunch of heat cats. The dude next to me was just like, he like passed out, and he like woke up. He's like, "Oh, where are we?" I was like, "Yo, bro, like take some of this what was that fucking, oh, Sierra Sport. Take my Sierra Sport packet and drink this shit." And then shortly after, I like passed out for like a second, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And I think I was a slight heat cat, but ever since then, I was like, I'm just always been just a sweaty like runner ever since that CERT class. So I don't know if it like my body, I like actually heat catted, and then my body got really inefficient of thermal regulation, but it's just something I have to deal with, and I have to carry an extra bottle with me usually when I'm running ultra marathons, and I have to make sure that I'm taking in a lot of clean water and electrolytes. So it's just one of those things. It's definitely something that you should look into a lot if you're just starting ultramarathon running or even running in general is like figure out what your sweat rate is and figure out how many electrolytes and calories and liquid you need for your runs because it's night or day. It's night and day. I mean, when I first started, I didn't even think about it. I just thought about eating and that's it. But really, what I was missing out on was the hydration and electrolytes. So I was getting the calories I needed, but I wasn't getting the electrolytes I needed, and that can dramatically like overnight change how you feel when you're running on your long run. So definitely 100% do a sweat test and start playing with calories and electrolyte and hydration, the amount of just pure liquid that you're taking in. So man, I went on another, today is a tangent day. So today, it was crazy. It was fun. Throughout the day, it was really, really fun. Um, I didn't eat too much. I think I've been like tracking my calories. I think I got around like 1,500 calories before I started running. So I might need to eat an extra meal before I go to bed because I'm trying not to lose that much weight. But hey, dog's barking. So got in. I need to get a little bit more calories in. Got some good protein in, and then started the run. And the run went well. Got in the work that I wanted. Stayed really consistent. Got back, did the body weight workout. That was really rough. And now I'm just taking in. I'll probably try to take in around like 50 ounces of water. Get about 20 to 30 grams of protein. Some more electrolytes, probably about 1,000 grams of sodium and other electrolytes, and then maybe eat something fun. Maybe try to get a little bit more protein or a little tiny meal before I go to bed. Hit up this CBD gummy, and then yeah, that's the day. So it's Sunday. Tomorrow is going to be a pretty easy day, and then the week starts again. I'm going to try to go up on mileage, so I'll probably get up to like 70 miles. So tomorrow's going to be the start of another hard week as we lead up to the Devil Dog 100K. Yeah, the Devil Dog 100K. So there's a 100-miler, a 100K, and a 50K. I'm probably going to sign up for the 100K. My wife said she'll literally stab me in the throat if I do another 100-miler this year. So 100K it is. I don't want to get stabbed in the throat. I like my throat. It allows me to eat nasty and terrible food and drink beer and CBD gummies and shit like that. But yeah, let's start the week, or let's get to sleep. Let's get some fucking sleep. It's 12 o'clock right now. Get some sleep and then start the new week. But once again, today just shows you, it's sacrifice. If you have big goals, you have big missions, you have to fit that shit in. If you can, without like hurting your relationships or hurting your family or hurting yourself, if it's just like losing out on, a little bit of like leisure time or maybe 30 minutes or an hour, don't cut your sleep out overall because then it'll really, really hurt your recovery. But you have to sacrifice to complete your missions. So look at your schedule, see how you can adapt, see how you can change things around and fit this shit in. If you want to do big goals, figure it out. Figure this shit out because it's fucking fun. There's not many people out there. When I was running, there was nobody out there, just cars coming back probably from the fucking bars, which is, I like to do too. But it's pretty cool to be out there and knowing that like not many people are out there. There's just a couple of psychos out in the world grinding away, chipping away, becoming fucking average savages. And my friends, who can be too. Join me in this crazy train. Join me in this fucking adventure of, fucking seeing what you're made of, seeing the goals that you can make, seeing the goals that you can complete, and fucking grinding away and becoming an average savage. Let's get out there, set goals, and let's fucking get it.